Did you guys see the video that is going viral of the woman Paige who made like a 5-minute rant video about her husband just trashing him? Well, at least that's the way Matt Walsh put it. You know Matt Walsh from the Daily Wire. I just watched his video on it, and he said this woman had a 5-minute rant just trashing her husband, and I was really upset at this woman. I went and watched her whole video in context, the whole thing, and then I became really upset at Matt. You know, Matt from the Daily Wire, he really took her out of context. He literally took and spliced a couple parts together and ignored the whole context of what she said. And I want to get your thoughts on this. I'm going to show you what she said, because she was talking all about the problem with men in our society, and she's right about a lot of it, but she fails to talk about the problem with women in society, in marriage. She's specifically talking about the problems of marriage. And I think for women who are working outside of the home, she gets at the heart of problems of why many marriages fail in the United States. And she talks about what she thinks the men do wrong, and I'm going to talk about the part she left out, what I think women do wrong, but I think she makes a lot of good points. And in context, I don't see a lot of problems with what she said. I don't see a lot of problems with her whole message, because at the very end of the video, she says, I love my husband and I'm lucky. I have a sweet guy who listened to me, who worked on himself, and we are better than ever in our marriage. Matthew left all of that out. Matt Walsh didn't talk about any of that. He just trashed her. And that really upsets me. I mean, we don't like when Catholics get taken out of context, and we don't like when Catholics are slandered. And yet I feel like he's doing that to this lady. But you listen and hear what she has to say, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts.
I've been with my husband for almost 20 years, but about 3 years ago, I was strongly considering divorce, and I want to talk to you about why. So I'm going to tell you the story of the day where I thought to myself, maybe I don't want to do this anymore. My husband and I had 4 kids. We both worked full time. We had been together for 16 years at this point. We've been together since high school. And on paper, I have an amazing husband. He is incredibly supportive. He's kind. He's loyal. He's a great dad. He's very hands-on. He's an active participant. He's always present. Like, on paper, what else could I ask for? But in reality, my experience is very similar to the experience of other women. I had this amazing husband who on paper was great, but I was incredibly frustrated and burnt out from our marriage and from motherhood. Because what happens to so many of us is that we marry these amazing men and we have amazing relationships, and then we have kids. And when we have kids, women tend to carry a disproportionate amount of the work in the home, the work of raising kids, and the mental load. And that is exactly what happened to us. About 3 months after my 4th baby was born, I remember looking at my husband and saying, I need more. I need you to do more. I am exhausted. I am in charge of everyone and everything in this house. Every night when we cook dinner, you ask me what to make. Every day when you drop off the kids at daycare, you ask me what they need in their backpacks. I am the project manager of this home and I need you to do more. And he looked at me and he said, okay, just tell me what to do. Right? Every woman has heard this. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. And I said, okay, something that would make my life easier is if in the mornings when I came downstairs with the 4 kids, because I do mornings by myself, the dishwasher was emptied, the dishes were put away, and the trash was taken out. That would make my life so much easier, because when I've got the 4 kids running around and the baby crying, I can't be looking for their favorite water bottle in the dishwasher. I just need to know it's clean. And he said, yeah, of course. What? Yeah, I'll do that. That's no problem. And so, of course, he does it. But then I have to remind him, and then he forgets, and then I have to remind him again. And there was this one morning where I woke up, and I went to put something in the trash, and it was overflowing. And I went to get my son's water bottle, and it was in the dishwasher with all of the other clean dishes. And I felt so disrespected and unseen and unvalued at that point in time. And I remember texting my husband being like, what happened? Like, why didn't you do this? And he said, sorry, I was running late for work. And I remember thinking, oh my God, he doesn't see me. Because what he's done has now made me late for work. And he doesn't care about that. He doesn't care about the impact on me. And he doesn't see how every single thing in our home happens because I ask him to do it, or because I do it myself, or because I planned and organized it. The diaper bag is full because I filled it, right? I put the wipes in there. And I felt so frustrated. And I remember thinking, what's the point? What's the point of doing this with someone else? I might as well just do it alone. And it's not because my husband didn't love me or he did anything to me, and it's not because I didn't love him, but because I felt so taken advantage of in our relationship. And this dynamic, it doesn't happen by accident, right? It's not like my husband did it to me, but we've been raised in this society that tells men and women who they should be in marriages and what it looks like to be a good mom versus a good dad. And we know the bar for moms is way up here and the bar for dads is way down here. And we fell into these norms. We fell into these roles in our family, despite the fact that we never wanted to. And I'm lucky, and I say lucky because I have a partner who I know loves me and wants me to be happy and was willing and able to change. And so we did the work to figure out what equity looked like in our relationship. And I can tell you now, 3 years later, that we are happier than ever. Our kids are thriving. Our home runs like a well-oiled machine. And that took a lot of work. I want to say it took like 18 months to get there. And it was well worth it.
So Matt Walsh played just a short clip of this, and he stopped it at the point where my husband's the problem, my husband's the problem. He didn't play the rest of the video where they actually made it through their problems, and they worked on it like a good couple. They had open communication, and the husband pledged to work on himself and to do more, and she said they're in a better place than ever before. How can you fault that? And she's right about a lot of this. I mean, my wife and I have been married about 20 years as well, and we went through this exact same thing, and we still do sometimes, which is open communication. It's love. It's working through our issues. But one thing she says, which is correct, is that when both people are working, women tend to take on more responsibilities. They're doing the kids, they're doing the chores, they're doing packing the bags, changing the diapers, doing the baths, cooking the meals, taking out the trash. And sure, men work outside the home too, and they might cut the lawn and they might do some things here and there, but sometimes disproportionately, the women are doing a lot more. And then they get frustrated. Then they get bitter. And then they start to resent the man for not doing enough. And this is when marriages break down. She's right about a lot of that. She's right about a lot of that. Many men aren't stepping up and doing what they need to as dads, as men, as fathers, and they're not doing enough. And I was in that role for a long time too. You know, my wife had these expectations of me, and then she would get mad at me for not doing them. But here's the problem. They were only in her mind. She didn't communicate them to me. So how could I know what she wanted if she was just getting bitter in her own mind, trying to figure out, hey, he should be doing this. He should be more of this. She didn't do that for a long time till she explodes and freaks out on me like this lady did on her husband. And only after then were they able to sit down and say, hey, here's my side, here's your side, let's talk about it. That's what marriage is. I mean, at their jobs and their business, they're like conquering the world and creating business with other countries, and they have these meticulous checklists, and then at home, they don't even know what goes in a diaper bag. Really? The woman's right. We need to step up and do more. It's not only the woman's job to care for the house. So, I mean, but here's what the woman left out. Here's what the woman left out. Maybe she doesn't even realize it herself. And this applied to my wife as well, and applies to many working women, that the woman is right, that she takes on all these tasks and she runs herself ragged and she destroys herself till she's at a mental breakdown and she's just exhausted with life. And then she gets upset because, what did she say? Her husband has time for hobbies. Her husband takes time to do things that he wants to do, to go rest, to go play golf. But guess what? The husband isn't wrong for doing those things. And women are notoriously horrific and terrible, almost incapable of taking time for themselves, which is a huge flaw in itself. They actually can't stop many times. She talked about the standard for women is like way up here and the standard for men is way down here. But women do that to themselves many times. They're their worst critics. They're their worst judges. Women know this. Many times they're trying to outperform everyone else around them. They have to create this standard, this look, this model. We have to look a certain way, be a certain way, act a certain way, be up here, not down here. And I know from experience, especially with my wife, and her and I have had a talk about this, and she knows this, but she can't, and many women I've counseled this with, they actually can't stop. They don't know what to do with themselves when they do. They don't know how to take time for themselves. They don't know how to slow down. They don't know how to take healthy, breaks. See, husbands, men know how to take healthy time for themselves. They know how to take time away and watch a show, play a video game, go golfing, take a hike, renew themselves so that they can come back and feel stronger and not destroy themselves in the process. Whereas women keep taking on more, keep doing more, keep looking for more to do and taking on all the other tasks that they think the men should do, which they've asked maybe the men to do. Hey, I asked you to do this and you didn't do it, so I'm going to do it for you. They literally kill themselves. They literally kill themselves because they don't know how to stop and take that time, that necessary time to renew, to refresh, just to be still and to maybe pray or watch a show or read a book or do nothing. Just take a walk around the block without your phone and just take that time to recuperate that you need. Men do need to step it up many times. And women actually need to step it down many times. They've dialed it up to a point of obsession, to being a control freak. But it sounds like they worked through it, and she maybe came to where he was, and he came up to where she was, and they met to a place where they're both happy now. They're both sharing the responsibilities, and not one is killing themselves, and the other is apparently taking too many breaks. But the bottom line is my wife and I have had to have those discussions in our marriage as well, where she thought I wasn't doing enough. And I'm telling her, you're doing too much. You have literally asked me to do this chore. I said I would, and here you are doing it. How can you get mad at me? You didn't give me a timeline of when to do it. You just said, do the dishes. You didn't say it had to be now. You didn't say it had to be in the next 10 minutes or even in the next hour. I told you I would do them. I'm good to my word. I will absolutely do them. And it wasn't like I was going to wait all day or do them tomorrow. I was going to do them, but I was finishing up some other tasks first, but because it wasn't on her time. See, this is why marriage is so hard. It's so hard to navigate. There are so many things to communicate about, to figure out, so many problems that we let fester inside of us without talking about them until they explode and come out in toxic and unhealthy ways. And I'm glad that they were able to work through them and they had that love that allowed them to work through that, which is great. But many people never get to that point because they get bitter, they get angry, they get hostile, they get toxic. All of a sudden we start doing these toxic things which kill us, which kill our marriage and kill our love instead of just sitting down and communicating with each other. And I love the fact that the man tried, but he didn't get it right away. And he said, I'll have to try harder. And they talked more. And she communicated exactly what she wants and stopped putting these unreasonable and unhealthy expectations on him from her own mind, which he didn't even know. She's sitting in there stewing and obsessing. He doesn't even know of any of it. So she had to come clean and be honest about how she's feeling. He could validate those feelings and they could work together to find a solution. That's marriage. Two incredibly broken people who love and accept each other no matter what. And that's what God does with us. He knows we're broken and he loves us no matter what. And we're supposed to love each other until the end through it all without this bitter pill destroying and getting in the way. Maybe you can relate to a lot of this. We actually have a whole second YouTube video, YouTube channel called Catholic Truth Living, where we talk about love, marriage, kids, sexuality, and more, the difficulties of life, the difficulties of marriage, the difficulties just of navigating in a relationship and even getting to marriage to have a happily ever after. Most marriages don't even succeed, they fail. And even ones that are succeeding, they're not happy. So we talk about a lot of these and so much more. So we generally don't talk about that on this particular channel because it's dedicated to apologetics and spirituality. But if it's something that interests you, check out our Catholic Truth Living YouTube channel and maybe follow us on our Catholic Truth Living Instagram and Facebook. We are looking for a second social media manager to manage these pages. They have been let go a little bit, but we really are praying to God for someone to finance these positions so that we can really push, educate, and help people in this really difficult part of life called marriage. It's a struggle. It's a cross, but it's beautiful if you can work through it. It's wonderful if you can get to the other side. There's always hell before heaven. There's always cross before the resurrection, and there's always death before there's life. That's the way it is in life. That's the way it is in Christianity. And my wife and I have worked through a lot of bad problems, a lot of difficult problems, which I talk about very openly on that other channel, Catholic Truth Living. So if that's something that interests you, check it out. But I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section below about this video. If you go to Matt Walsh's video, they're crucifying this lady, and rightly so. I did too. In a comment, I crucified her. Then I went and watched her video, and then I went back to Matt's video, erased my comment, and crucified him because he is doing something bad, whining and complaining and manning about nothing. The video was harmless. There was nothing wrong with it. She was just explaining and going through her feelings of thinking about divorce because she knows many women are in this boat, but she's trying to help them and help people work through these issues. Matt Walsh, that's a good thing. That is a good thing, Matt, to work through these problems, to help people who are struggling in marriage with the same problems that she struggled with. Stop looking for problems, Matt, and stop misrepresenting this lady. Maybe I'm being a little too hard on Matt, but that's how I feel, and I feel that she doesn't deserve to be misrepresented so egregiously. So you can let me know your thoughts on the video. I'd be open to anyone's honest thoughts. You can leave them down in the comment section below. Make sure to check out our links below. You can find our Catholic Truth Living on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And if you want to follow our third YouTube channel, that's on my daughter who has Down syndrome and her journey and vlogging her life, her beautiful, wonderful, joyful, pure life. If you need more joy in your life, that's the channel to follow. Check it out. If you would like a Catholic speaker on apologetics, spirituality, love and marriage, special needs, pro-life, anything, check out our website at catholictruth.org. We do it all. We give confirmation retreats, parish missions, Catholic school retreats, youth group retreats. We give parish retreats. We speak to leaders. We influence leaders like priests and religious education directors. We want to train the future of America. We literally do it all. And we want to change this world for Christ, and we want to raise up future generations. So if that sounds like something you're like, yes, we need that, please jump on board and support this ministry. Even $25 a month would be a huge help. We need many people giving $25 a month. And if God's blessed you, maybe even $50, $100, or $200 a month, because all of it goes back to the salvation of souls and educating the masses, which have been miserably confused for the last 60 years in our church and in our culture. That's what we do. That's what God's called us to do. And we ask you to consider and pray about joining our family and supporting this ministry monthly or even just once. We would appreciate it. Thanks be to God. God bless you.
Hi everyone, my name is Kate. I'm the video editor here at Catholic Truth, and I just wanted to say on behalf of all of us, thank you so much for taking some time to watch our videos and learn more about your faith. You guys really make this channel possible, and we truly appreciate you being here. So thanks again, and God bless.